Good morning. Today is day 5, and I'm going to talk about reaching out to people. Actually not going to keep you long today, or that's my intentions. I'm not keeping you long today. Um, but I want to start off. I was going to actually do this on a different day. But yesterday, um, because of the whole social distancing and so on and so forth, um, I can't find flour. I couldn't find flour. And I put it out there on my Facebook page that I can't find flour. Um, and my best friend got back to me and she said to me, she says, well, I have a half a bag if you want that. Beggars can't be choosy. Yes, I'll take that. I said, I'll take a cup at this point. So I said to her, because she has underlying breathing issues, it's just best for some certain people to stay away from others for whatever reason. Like I'm feeling well, but you never know. So I told her, I said, well, I have some stuff for you and I don't know when I'm really going to see you. So I'm going to bring that over and you could leave it in the hallway of the house and, or on the porch or something, and I'll come and exchange goods. So she needed sugar, which I had plenty of that. So we just kind of did a even swap. Um, and I picked up what she had for me on the front porch. So when I got home, inside the bag with the flower and a really beautiful bookmark, um, was this card. Can you see it? It's really pretty. Really pretty card. So anyways, in the card, she wrote me a handwritten note to me, um, which kind of teared me up because it was just very special to receive a handwritten card from anybody at this point, but definitely from her. We have been friends since, I guess it'll be 41 years now. So we met freshman year of high school and we have actually stayed friends. She has been my sanity through many years of different things, and she's just a blessing in my life. So anyhow, this card kind of struck me because one of my um, suggestions the other day, which I don't know that I actually verbally said it, was to write a letter. And this is because during the times that we have nothing else to do, write a letter, write a handwritten letter. Some people might be actually thrilled to actually have a handwritten letter. And I have gotten away with from that a few years ago. I just got overwhelmingly busy with my son's school and sitting on the board of directors at my complex and just a lot of things. So I have gotten away from my pen paling per se. And it's just something that I think we should go back to every so often, just, writing a little card and sending it to somebody because you never know what it might mean to them. So I was thrilled to get this, and I said, well, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about reaching out to people, and this is even a great way to reach out to them. It's not what I actually meant when I was talking about reaching out to people. I think at this time, especially at this time, that we need to pick up the phone. We need to actually verbally talk to somebody, not text them, um, not email them, but physically talk to them. Um, Yesterday, I called a woman who I went to church with years ago. I think I had mentioned this in another video, but I had not talked to her, and I know when was the last time I talked to her, and I feel horrible, but it was almost about a year ago. And she's an elderly woman who just has a lot of issues going on in her life. And her kids, she has 5 sons, and I am like the daughter to her 5 sons. Because she never had any girls, so I was kind of like the daughter, and I always talk about her sons, but I have not reached out to her in almost a year because my life had taken off and just things happened, and that's no excuse. It took me a whole big on my way home from the grocery store yesterday to say, call Mary Lou, to my whatever in the car. And I called Mary Lou, and I talked to her for the rest of the way home, and then even sitting in the car after I reached my destination. And she said, Tina, she said, this has made my year. She's like, hearing from you. And I know she doesn't have many friends out there, and she has, like I said, some health issues and some other stuff. And if I can just reach, I mean, it took me nothing to reach out to her, and I apologized to her over and over again. And I know she won't call me, which scares me sometimes, because I always tell her, call me if you need anything. I don't care what it is. Call me. And she was panicking over something else, and I calmed her down about that. So it was just, I felt like wonderful to um be able to talk to her and calm her down from the issues she was dealing with then, right then and there. And actually it's something that's going to happen in July. It has nothing to do with now. And I had said to her yesterday, do not worry about tomorrow, just today. If there And don't worry about today if nothing's happening. But um I just wanted to ensure her that she was going to be fine, and I would help her take care of what she needed to take care of if she if it didn't happen. I'm trying not to say what the deal is, but um so so reaching out to her made me realize that it takes 5 minutes, if that. I think we talked a lot longer than 5 minutes, but it didn't take long to reach out to this person who needed me to reach out to her. And there are many people in our lives um, that is actually the case. And I think that we need to really reach out to these people and see how they're doing, and maybe it'll make yourself feel better. Um, and I'm horrible. I am horrible about picking up the phone. Um, and I have to admit that I am horrible. So there was 2 people on my list yesterday, her and somebody else. And I reached out to the other person later in the evening through text. So, but we actually never talk on the phone. But actually reaching out even through text was a way of communication for that person and I, because, like I said, I never talked to them on the phone. Um, but it was like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Just want to make sure everything's okay. Because the last time I had talked to them was probably beginning of January. I know they had just had surgery. I never followed up on it. And it's just important that we keep these people in our hearts, in our minds, and in our thoughts, and to actually reach out to them to make sure that they're okay. Um, so that being said, my there's several ways that we can reach out to them. We can reach out to them by a phone call, which I think in this day, is a great way. Send them a card. Maybe, somebody, you don't normally talk to them on the phone or something, or you used to write to them all the time, or send them cards and you haven't done that in a while. Send them a card. I mean, this thrilled me. And I talked to my best friend. I don't talk to her. We actually don't talk probably as often as we should. But I have 2 best friends that that you know, we communicate, but not as probably as often as we should. But we're okay. Um, but send them a card. I think it may make somebody's day to have, something as simple as a card come to them in a time like this that we're dealing with. Um, FaceTime. Yesterday it was funny because I hadn't seen one of my little granddaughters in a while, and I don't have an iPhone and I don't want one, but I have an Android which has an app called Dual, which basically is the same thing as FaceTime. And so she has, her dad bought her an iPhone for Christmas or whatever, but she downloaded this Dual for whatever reason. And when I found out about that a couple weeks ago, I had called her, but she didn't answer the phone. So that was okay. So yesterday, out of the blue, she dueled me, and we had this long chat. I'm not even sure what that was about. And she said, Grandma, I haven't seen you in a long time. Can you come over my house? And I said, I'll be over there soon, but I can't come right now, but I will come over soon. And so we talked, and we talked about, because she has no teeth, and we talked about her eating corn. Okay, so, we just chatted about nothing, but, she told me what she's been doing since she's been out of school, and she showed me her new bed that she just got, and so it was interesting to have this conversation with an 8-year-old. So I had this nice conversation with my 8-year-old granddaughter, and it was quite comical at some point, but it was good. But you can reach out to people on FaceTime and communicate that way, so you get some type of interaction with the person. Also, Skype. I don't do Skype. I used to do Skype when my sister lived overseas before she died. Um, this is many, many years ago. But that's available to you. I am actually going to get my besties together and see if we could set up a Zoom call one evening and just have a chit chat, to have like a little Zoom. Maybe we could have dinner together um, at each other's, like, but we could still call it having dinner together and have a conversation like we would if we went out, because we're way overdue for a girls' night out. The last time that we were out, I think, was my birthday. We went to, and we just went to the movies, but um, yeah, I think that was the last time that we actually went out. I think I've gone out with one and out with the other, but not out with the three of us. So, and I think I am blessed to have two best friends who are great friends. There is a third one, and she moved away, so I definitely don't see her. She moved away for work, so she still lives in the state, but she moved away from work. So, I just think I'm going to get my girls on a Zoom night and see what night they're available to sit down and have a chit chat and see how each other are, and kind of feel connected in that way. I don't know. I mean, I use Zoom for my business, and when I was in Tupperware, we used Zoom for meetings. So I have never actually used Zoom for anything other than conferencing. But I hear that you could have up to 40 people on a Zoom for free. Um, so I think the three of us should be fine. So I'm going to look into that this week and see how I can do that. So just so we can have a virtual, um, girls' night in or whatever, just to break up the monotony of not being able to see people these days. And it's sad, but we have to stay healthy. And both of my best friends have underlying things that I would not want them to get sick. Like I said, I'm not sick, but they're saying people can possibly pass on this virus and don't have any symptoms, and that's scary. Like, that's really scary. So anyhow, so that's what my message is for today, to reach out to those people that you haven't talked to in a while, that you've been putting off, not because you don't want to talk to them, but just because life happened. And this is the time now that we need to just work a little harder, to reach out to those people. Like I said, it took me all of 2 minutes, to not even, to get her on the phone, and we picked up like I had been calling her every week. And I am actually going to put that on my schedule, and that's horrible that I have to put somebody on my schedule, but I am actually going to make myself have a reminder to stop what I'm doing and do what might be more important. So yeah, so that's on my going to be on my schedule for this coming week, to make sure I at least reach out to certain people at least once a week, if not more. I don't want to be a pain in the neck either, but I need her to know that I'm around for her if she ever needed anything. It kind of made me sad, because she said that her son had given her a cell phone, and I never call her on her cell phone. I always call her on her house phone. But once in a while I would text her back in some time ago, just whatever, randomly, but not often because she's not really tech savvy. However, she said, Tina, I went through all my messages, to see if I had any new ones or anything. Like I said, she's older. She said, and I erased all my messages but one. She said, you text me one time, I love you. She's like, so I erased everything but that one. And it almost, it broke my heart, because I actually, when she answered the phone yesterday, that was the first thing I said to her. I said, I want you to know that I love you, and I am sorry for not staying in contact, more so than I am. And so when she told me that, it kind of broke my heart, because she said every time that she needs a pick me up, she picks up her phone and she looks at that text. She says, you're my daughter, right? And I know this. Like, I know this. Like, she's just a sweet, sweet woman. So anyways, that being said, and now that I'm all misty-eyed, I am going to end this video by saying, please contact somebody that you may not have talked to in a while, or you think may need a boost, or just somebody to talk to. You never know what somebody else is going through, and I just think it's important. So during this time, and even after we get through this mess, make sure you keep in contact with those people that are important in your lives, because you never know what tomorrow will bring, and you don't want to live in regrets for that either. I've gone through that before. So that's my tip for today. And if you're still here, that means you actually liked what I said, or just like to hear me chit chat. So I ask you to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. I should be doing these type of videos mainly pretty much every day until, I don't know, maybe I'll start something new after all this pandemic stuff is gone. But yeah, so every day I will come to you with something different. And if you have any suggestions about something you may want to hear me talk about, please let me know in the comments below. Please let me know that you were here by leaving a comment. And I hope to see you all back on my channel tomorrow. Have a blessed day, and reach out to those people that you know you need to reach out to. Bye.